views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Welcome to the Charleen Hess Show, living on your heart's edge on TransformationTalkRadio.com. In each episode, Charleen empowers you to shed the layers of your ego that hold you back and to connect more deeply to your true self. You will hear real, raw, and inspiring stories of people just like you who are letting go of fear to follow their heart's calling. Finally, the inspiration you've been waiting for to step out of fear and into your knowing. Get ready to feel empowered to live from your heart and follow that dream inside of you. Discover how to live on your heart's edge. The world is waiting for you to shine your light and share your gift. Now here's your host. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Charleen Hess Show, living on your heart's edge. I am really, really looking forward to sharing today's story, to introducing you to my new friend. Today, we are talking about love. And I want you to think about this for just a moment. I'm going to ask you the question, what is evoked in you when you see the word love written? Just take a moment, and I want you to think about when you're going through your day and you just see something that catches your eye and it says love. What does that evoke inside of you? Today, I am going to be introducing to you my new friend and this amazing innovator, John Pogachar, who I met through the Facebook world, through my Evolving Out Loud community. We all follow Kyle Cease and his amazing work of transforming and evolving out loud. And I learned about John and his movement through a post that was done. And then I actually saw it on the news. And I started to follow, and I was like, oh my goodness, this man is doing some really amazing things. I want to bring him on the radio show because he is a perfect example of living on your heart's edge, of doing something that seems crazy, but listening to that little voice in his head, and now it's created a huge movement that is growing nationwide. So let me tell you a little bit about what this is. I'm really excited to be bringing John on. So I'm just going to first introduce you. Everyone, welcome, John Pogachar.
Hello. Hi. How are you folks?
Thank you so much for coming on the show, John. I am so excited to be talking to you and sharing. So John had this brilliant idea, which I will let him share with you more, of putting the word love on a billboard. And that has created an absolutely amazing ripple effect. John, can you tell us just a little bit about love on every billboard?
Yes, but first I wanted to thank you, Charleen, so much for having me on your show. I'm just deeply honored and humbled by where this has gone, and every day it seems like a new person is showing up in my life to bring this. So, but how I came up with the idea?
Yes, tell us what is love on every billboard? What are you doing? What is this love on a billboard?
It's simply just putting love on a billboard, and just, it started out just being just to see what's going to happen, a social experiment, if you would, that okay. I would just put that up there. And it started out, a long time ago, where I was looking for where is all the love in the world, and I did come upon a gentleman named Kyle Cease, and he did help me and continues to help me live on my heart's edge, like your show says. And so I was down in California doing a podcast with him. And then did that podcast and full of tears during the podcast and just putting myself out there. And that's not always easy for everybody. But I went from the podcast to Kings Canyon National Park and sat amongst that beautiful scenery, sat in the trees and just talked to the trees, and in the Sequoia National Park. And some of those trees are so beat up and just burned up, over their thousands of years of age. And just made me think, where can we put more love in the world, and how can we manufacture that, and what would that look like to put it on a billboard? So I just did. I just put it on a billboard.
So when you were in the Sequoia National Park, when you were there, that was when you were meditating and this idea came to you?
Yes. Yeah. The tons of meditation that we've been doing. I'm in a 6-month coaching call with Kyle, and it started in July. But every day we get up and meditate for an hour. And then throughout the day, if I have time, I do some meditation. But then, just sitting in the trees and just listening to nature, and it just filled my soul up so much just to walk out there and, walk amongst those trees. We're on a hike, near the water, and it's just like, oh, what can you do? How can we spread so much more love? We talk about love so much in our coaching call, and it's just like, that is what we need. That is what our world needs, self-love and love for everybody else. And so I came up with that idea. I could put love on a billboard, but there was still this idea like, oh, who are you? And there was these fears that crept in. It's like, well, what are you doing? Nobody does that. I've never seen love on a billboard. And, it's there for advertising. It's not for that. But it just stayed with me. And then I went to Silomar. We had a meditation retreat about 14 days later. And I went there and I started talking about it to somebody. And they go, well, that'd be a cool idea. And I go, maybe it would be. So I drew out a picture of it. What would that look like? And then it just kept continuing. It was in my mind. It's like, no, I shoved it away. And there was that fear there. And
right.
But there's also the feeling like, what are you doing? You're hoarding this great idea. And so I went to my coaching call and I said, I bought a billboard that says love on it, and I'm going to put it up in Spokane. And they said, whoa, you did what? And then Kyle jumped on the call and he said, tell me about what you just did, because he had been gone for a couple of days. And I said, I put love on a billboard and it's going to be in Spokane. And he goes, you did what? And I said, yeah. He goes, I'll double that. I'll buy one too. And then he says, I'll buy 2. And then it was 3. And then more tears. It's like, how can I receive all that from you? That was just, if I get emotional on crying this thing, it'll be perfect. But it was like, oh, just take it all in, receive it, And then it spawned, one of his beautiful assistants, Amelia, said, she went away one day and I came back the next day from our call, and she goes, I want to give you a gift. And I go, what? You guys already gave me 3 more additional billboards to go with the one I have. And she built this beautiful website for me.
Wow.
So I can take donations off it. I can blog about it. I can talk about it. And it's beautiful. And it's like, wow, you make a step into your life and do something like this, and people just start showing up to help you out with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so just, when I think about that, like the question that I asked at the beginning of the show, asking people, when you see the word love, what does it evoke in you? And so when you came up with this idea to put love on every billboard, what was your intention? What was it that you were hoping was going to happen by having love on a billboard, right? Because when we were talking earlier, you were telling about how we are inundated constantly with advertisement. We're driving down the freeway and we just have all this advertisement being thrown at us. Buy this, buy that. You need this, you need that. And the more that we buy things that we don't need, the more that we are getting stuck in the consumerism, the more we're actually distancing ourselves from love. Because the love that we need, the love, what we need that is in our hearts is we need more love. And like you said in the beginning, we need self-love. And so the more that we try and fill this hole in our heart, or this love shape void right? We have this love-shaped void and we put all kinds of things in it. And, big businesses are designed to help us get this feeling that if we buy this thing, then it'll fill that void in our bodies and our life. But what needs to be in there is love. Like you said, self-love, love for others, love for nature. And so when you decided, I'm going to put love on a billboard of all places, right? Because there's an organization where people write inspiring words on chalk, on sidewalk. It's like sidewalk chalk. I just recently learned about that. And, that's one way of doing it. Why did you decide a billboard? What was it about you said, I'm going to put it on a billboard? Because a billboard is a really expensive form of advertising. I think you said it was $950 for 1 month. So for 1 month, you took $950 of your own money and said, for 1 month, I'm just going to put this word love up because that's what I want people to think about purchasing, but not purchasing because there's nothing to purchase. It's free. So tell me, when you were thinking, I'm going to put love on a billboard, what was the thought behind that? Why did you choose a billboard?
I choose a billboard because that was the biggest thing I could find. And it was like, I could put it on the side of an airplane, but I didn't think that would work. But anyway, it was huge. It sticks out, and I made it red and white because it just pops. And, and it just, was something that I wanted to do. And at the same time, I put that love out there, but it was like, okay, now you have to let go because love comes in so many different forms for people. And I tell you, I wanted to, Charleen, so much just to stop everybody as they drove past and ask them, what does this mean to you? Are you seeing this? Are you slowing down and seeing actually what we've got up here? But I had to let go of that whole idea. But for me, it was just about putting the love out there. People can take it however they want to do it. And my thought or my prayer was maybe they're driving to work, maybe upset because, something happened at home, or they don't want to go to an appointment, and they see that, and maybe they just take a breath for just a second and go, that's what I need. That's what I need more in my life. I need some love in my life, and I'm just going to slow down. And maybe when I get to work, it's going to be, okay, guys, just take it easy. We're all going to make it through this appointment and we're going to be fine. I just saw this beautiful sign down the road. You need to all go see it. It just says love. There's no hashtags on it. Nobody's trying to sell you a perfume. Nobody's trying to sell you cologne or anything like that. It's just love. And I totally get what it is. And I need to slow down, and I need to come home tonight and be kinder to my family and be kinder to my animals and whatever it needs to be. So that's what I was really hoping, that people would just come and see it. And I purposely didn't put a hashtag on it. I purposely didn't try to direct it to a website because it was just a gift. It was my gift to the people in Spokane, Washington to do this. Yeah.
Wow. What an amazing gift. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm excited to hear more. We're going to take a quick break, and we come back. I want to talk a little bit about what you said, where you had to let go of your attachment to the outcome of what was going to happen with this. So,
all right, cool.
Thanks everyone for listening. Keep tuned in. We'll be right back.
How would you like increased health and vitality? How would you like to avoid the onset of disease as well as slow the aging process? This is all possible through a simple, safe, and natural process. Every day we are either moving toward wellness or away from wellness.
Hi, I'm Mary Jane Mack. I'd like to be your partner in achieving optimal health. Contact me now at maryjanemack.com or call 425-392-0659. Visit maryjanemack.com.
Would you like your next chapter to be free from fear and angst? Tune in to Your Next Chapter Radio, navigating through life's transitions with Shelley Ryan the fourth Monday at 12 p.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Shelley's contagious enthusiasm guides you through life's transitions deliberately, mindfully, and funnily. For Your Next Chapter coaching or to listen, visit YourNextChapterCoaching.com or call 602-617-8351. Next.
A space of allowing radio with Coach Nancy Coco. welcoming all that wants to be present today. Tune in Thursdays every first and third week at 9 a.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com as Coach Nancy helps you find a space of allowing. Join Coach Nancy to explore what lives at your edges and to bring more of yourself home. For more information, visit nancycococoaching.com.
Demystifying the journey on From Here to There Radio with your host, Diane Garris. Tune in every third Wednesday, 4 p.m. Pacific Time on TransformationTalkRadio.com as Diane helps you get from where you are now to the life you envision. Get ready to get unstuck and move forward. Every show features a new special segment, New Age Notes, demystifying hot metaphysical topics of the day. For more information or to work with Diane, visit DianeGarris.com.
Charleen Hess is a red-headed powerhouse of energy, love, and light. As a hairstylist, personal trainer, and life coach, she empowers people to develop a deeper connection with themselves mentally, emotionally, and physically. Join Charleen the third Friday of each month on The Cornelia Stephanie Show. Get ready to experience your highest self, find your purpose, and discover your calling. You too can become unstoppable, shining your light and sharing your gift. Visit Charleen at CharleenHess.com.
Have you been searching for a push to step out and share your gifts with the world? Allow Charleen Hess to empower you to start shedding the layers of your ego that are holding you back and begin feeling connected to your heart so that you can shine your unique divine light and share your gifts with the world. Tune in to the Charleen Hess Show, Living on Your Heart's Edge, every first and third Friday at noon Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com. For more information, visit CharleenHess.com. Welcome back. You're listening to the Charleen Hess Show, Living on Your Heart's Edge. And we are here talking with John Pogachar, the innovator of the idea of love on every billboard. And when just before we went to break, John, you were telling me a little bit more about how you came up with the idea of why put love on a billboard, and you had mentioned a little bit about what it was like when you first did it and you were so excited. You were like, yes, okay, I did it. And you had this attachment to the idea of, well, is it working? Like, what's happening? Is it working? Is it evoking the thing in people that I want it to evoke? Like, what your intention was behind it was you wanted people to have that experience of it softening their heart and feeling the attachment, feeling connected to themselves, connecting more with their families and their coworkers. And then you had this moment of where you were like, but how do I know if it's working? Can you tell me a little bit about what that was like of feeling that sense of attachment to birthing this beautiful idea and then having to let that part of your ego go and realize it just is?
Yeah, Charleen, that's exactly what it was about. When I finally realized I birthed this idea of putting love on a billboard. And then, this is my baby and I wanted to take care of it. And I was wanting to put an orange cone out on the street and I wanted to stop everybody. And I wanted to say with my notepad, okay, first of all, you're driving too fast. You're going to miss the billboard. Second of all, what do you really think about this? And just tell me just a little bit short, if you're going to be late for work, that's going to be okay. We're just going to write down a little bit because I wanted to have something tangible. My ego was saying, you put out $950. We want something out of this. We want to see what it's about. And we want to be able to graph this and put everything down, so we can go, should we do another one?
Right.
And it was like, you are crazy, man. So I had to let go of that whole idea. I had to just wave at people as they were going by, and some honked, some waved at me. I pointed up at the sign and they waved back. And then I had to even let that whole thing go and just as people drove past, they're going to see it. And it is going to touch people in different ways. But there was this whole idea of grabbing hold of it. And it wasn't until I had one of the interviews with the news station was like, and it just came out. It just kind of flowed out of me. But, I birthed this idea. I'm just going to watch it. We'll see what happens. It's going to start to grow like a little child and it'll walk and then it's going to run. And I can be okay with just letting it do what it's going to do.
But when you started this, you didn't know that it was going to grow.
I had no idea. I had no idea it was going to do anything. All I wanted to do was put up one billboard, and then Kyle gave me funds to put up 3 more. It's like, crap. Now what did I do? And it's like all these things started to come into me.
So Kyle Cease, he is the one who has the organization Evolving Out Loud, which that's the group that both John and I belong to. And he is just such a generous man. I recommend go to kylecease.com and just listen to any of his things on YouTube. Just really, his teachings are very much about connecting to your heart. It was through his teachings that I actually spawned the idea of the name for the radio show, Living on Your Heart's Edge. As I was working with my coach, Cornelia Stephanie, and she said, Charleen, you need to be on the radio. And it was, Kyle's voice in the back of my head of, take a leap, listen to your heart, do what your heart is calling for. And for me, my heart was calling to create a space for people to be able to share and inspire others who are living on their heart's edge, who are stepping out of fear. Because I'm sure there was a lot of fear with this idea, John.
Oh, there was a ton of fear. And there was like the fear of, who are you to even do this idea? Mm-hmm. And is this is on a big billboard. It's like, this is too big for you to take on.
Right.
And so there was all sorts of fear about that. And have you nobody's ever done this before, and you've never done this before. And so there was like, and the fear wanted me to play small and I'll just sit in my room. I'll listen to the coaching call and I won't raise my hand and I won't do anything. And I'm just going to sit here. And then I'm going to go off and watch Leave It to Beaver reruns. And say, okay, not that Leave It. I watched, they are a good show. It was a good show. And it was time to move on. It was time to, like your show said, to live on your heart's desire. And that was this idea of stepping up, stepping forward, and putting love on the billboard.
Yes. So now
it was so refreshing.
So Kyle says, okay, what a great idea. I want to support this idea. And you can find this information, those of you that are listening, if you go on to loveoneverybillboard.com, you can actually see the news station interview with John. You can also see the coaching call with Kyle. I love that you put this on your website. When you were in the coaching call and Kyle caught the idea and said, oh my God, this is an amazing idea. How can I help support this? And since then, so that gave you 3 in Spokane. Tell me what's happened since then.
Well, since then, okay. So Amelia Ann, beautiful, assistant of Kyle, one of his assistants, said, okay, let's go ahead and I'll build a website. She built a website, gave that to me.
Beautiful website.
Then it opened an avenue for me to receive in donations because I had a PayPal account on it. I didn't have that before. I didn't know. Right. I was just going to put it out there. I didn't show up with any idea how to receive any money. I had no idea nobody was going to give me any money. And then people just started handing me money. And so that went into there. And then, so I put the 4 up in Spokane. And then they had the synagogue shooting in Pittsburg.
Yeah.
So I have enough money to go out there and put a billboard. And so I made a phone call to my contact at Lamar Advertising. And he said, yeah, there's a billboard available not very far from the shooting. So we can do that. So we did that. And then a lady, her name is Judy Wunsch. And she said, I want to have a billboard in my town, in Marshalltown, Iowa. And because a tornado had gone through there in July, she said, we need a lot more love in Marshalltown. So I said, I still have money and I'll buy a billboard if you and your husband will buy one. And she goes, yeah, let's do that. So they have 2 billboards in there. And since then, she's able to fund an extra 2 months for those 2 billboards because people in her community jumped in and said, let's do this. We love it.
Wow.
So, and then a friend from our 7:30 coaching call, she said, I want to put love on billboards in St. Louis, Missouri. So she did that. She had 2 billboards put up, giant billboards. These are twice as big as the ones I put up.
Wow.
And she went with a company named Outfront Media, and that's what they did. And then they got extra advertising space because they loved what she was doing. So they gave her 5 extra days on electronic billboard.
Wow.
So now we've got billboards in Spokane, Pittsburg, Iowa, Missouri. And then my brother-in-law loved my idea. My sister passed away a couple years ago because of cancer. And she goes, we still need so much love in our community. And his 2 daughters were having issues. So he goes, but we love what you're doing. So we would love to have in Havre, Montana, which is, I don't know if you know where it is, but it's right up on the High Line next to Canada. So now they have a love billboard up there too. That's going to run for a couple months. Wow. And now I just signed a contract for a billboard that's on the 522 near Norman, Washington, just west of Bothell, Washington. I'm so excited to tell you this, that on January 28th, that billboard is going to go up. Yeah. Wow. So we're going to have love on the west side of Washington for everybody over there. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. That's going to be up for 2 months.
That is amazing. For 2 months.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm excited about that. That was just...
people are calling in and donating, and you're getting people from everywhere that are going to your website, and on the website they can just donate on the PayPal, and then all of that money goes to creating another billboard wherever.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so great. So how many billboards now, since you came up with your idea, now how many billboards are up?
Well, that'll be 12. And I'm in the process of talking to somebody in Detroit about building a billboard there. There's one that's a lady is talking about putting one up in Alberta, Canada, Nova Scotia, Canada, near Vancouver. So there's lots of talk, and there's lots of, putting together GoFundMe pages, stuff. And I even chatted with a lady today who I've been chatting with before, but London is not very far away from having love in England. So,
oh my goodness,
I am freaking excited!
Absolutely incredible. That is so exciting.
We'll see where it all goes. People have the idea, they want to do it, but it's they can stay in their heart and make this happen. That's where it's going to things go. And I think that's where all our ideas go. If you stay in your heart, that's where your ideas can blow up. And just go, wow, look at all this is happening. So
absolutely.
I'm just going to see through it. I'm just going to stay there. Stay in that and stay putting love out to the world. So.
I want to talk more about that. We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, I want to talk more about how do you stay in your heart?
Okay.
We're going to take a quick break. Be right back.
To find answers to life's questions, you need to look within yourself. Dr. Glenna Rice brings your questionable conversations on Transformation Talk Radio each month. Tune in each month for insight into how you can live up to your full potential. Dr. Glenna is a physical therapist, certified Access Consciousness, and Access Body Class facilitator. How does it get any better than this? For more information on Dr. Glenna Rice and her work, visit glennarice.com.
Introducing New Soul Science, an introductory course with Ruby Betty, offering profound wisdom alongside radically simple concepts and techniques that collapse time, allowing instantaneous personal transformation. The foundational techniques of this introductory course reveal the profound inner ability each human has to access and fulfill their individual soul script or soul promise. Awakening this ability leads to the mastery of one's destiny. The concepts are totally original, immensely powerful, and completely revolutionary. They ignite an infinite fire within each listener, fueling one's ability to live out their unique soul promise. Are you ready to become more aware and access amazing personal transformation? This course is available now at rubybetty.co.
Have you been searching for a push to step out and share your gifts with the world? Allow Charleen Hess to empower you to start shedding the layers of your ego that are holding you back and begin feeling connected to your heart so that you can shine your unique divine light and share your gifts with the world. Tune in to the Charleen Hess Show, Living on Your Heart's Edge, every first and third Friday at noon Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com. For more information, visit CharleenHess.com.
Interested in deepening your spiritual practice? The School for Esoteric Studies offers online training to spiritual seekers from all paths of life and individual coaching. Our courses synthesize Eastern and Western spiritual traditions based on meditation, study, and service applied to everyday life. To learn more about our courses and services, please visit www.esotericstudies.net.
Are you ready to embrace your essence and the magic of who you are? Let me, Emily Perkins, hold your hand and walk with you as we go treasure hunting for the gold that lies within you. Tune in to Love Living Radio every second and fourth Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. For more information, visit LoveLivingHolistics.com.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Charleen Hess Show, Living on Your Heart's Edge, and we're here talking with the innovator of the idea, Love on Every Billboard, John Pogachar. And before we left, went on break, we were talking about how there are now 12 billboards that are out there alongside the freeway that just say the word love. Nothing to sell, nothing to buy, just simply having the experience, whatever that is, and it's going to be different for everybody. When you see the word love, what does that do to you? It is such a high vibrational word. That's the other thing too, is love is like the highest vibrational word. And so even just to say the word love, it energizes your body, it creates a higher vibrational frequency. And so to put it on billboards all over, especially on freeways, where I think freeways are a place that people aren't experiencing very much love in a general sense. And so as you were talking a little bit about that, John, about how you just really need to stay in your heart. That when you came up with this idea and you're watching it grow and needing to stay out of ego, where the ego is going to attach to all of the, you shouldn't do that. Who are you? I want this to grow somewhere. I want evidence that this is working. I want to know that this is making a change in people's lives. The ego wants to know all of that. And yet what you had said before we went on break is that you just need to stay connected to your heart. Just stay in your heart. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
About staying in your heart?
Yeah.
I mean, and with staying in your heart, it comes with, just being able to love yourself and just, I mean, because you can go, okay, and say, I need to know exactly how this is going to happen. Or, you're walking down the street and just wondering, okay, how can this happen? What are you doing? And instead of letting your mind, talk and ramble on and on about, you're no good, you're stupid, what is a dumb idea? And if you just go, okay, I'm going to be okay. Maybe I'm going to go sit by a tree and I'm just going to sit here and just love that. And those ideas will want to come up and you just allow them to come up. Because if you start fighting an idea, you're just going to be, pushy and there's going to be resistance built in there. And then it's going to stay with you for the rest of the day. So just sit there and just let all those ideas or those thoughts come up. And they are just random thoughts that are pummeling through your head. But if you just sit there and just love on them and just be okay with that, and then you're going to watch those thoughts just kind of dissipate.
Right.
And you're going to see if love is what is going to help you with that. It's not, I hate you, so I'm going to get that out of there. No, don't hate the thoughts, but you just love them. Because those thoughts, those are all part of you. So you don't want to be hating on yourself. You want to be loving yourself and caring for yourself and just giving yourself a big hug. And so the love is just so important in your life. And it allows you to step into your life. Instead of going, oh, I can't do that. The love allows you to shine a light on all the little dark pieces of darkness in your life. And it allows you to step into that. And you find out when you start stepping in your life, how much more you can do, how much more is going to come to you. You find out there's so much more abundance in this world that we can have if we just love ourselves and love each other.
Right.
So,
there is so much behind the word love. There's so much in the word love. As I'm listening to you talk, I'm like, you sound like a life coach. Perhaps you are also a life coach. You are also a life coach, and you do clients and you help people to do just that, to connect to themselves.
Yeah.
In that way.
You have to be able to connect to yourself. And so many people are stumbling around. They don't know what to do. But, a lot of that is about coaching. I feel is just about taking some time and just loving on yourself. It's like, okay, go love on yourself, go meditate, and then come back and see me in a week. And it's like, okay, what did you do? Well, da-da-da-da-da. It's like, okay, did you meditate? No. Did you love on yourself? No. Okay. Go away and go meditate and go love on yourself. Because that's coaching I feel, is easy if you can just get people to realize that it is so simple. And you have everything that you need to know. And I forget this on myself because I keep wanting to look outside. It's in this next book. It's in the next thing I'm going to open, in the mail. It's something else. But
right.
You need to look inside and just realize that you have all the answers. And the love needs to come from you. And when you can allow that to happen, then so much more can come into your life.
Right.
Yeah.
And I believe that is the energy. That energy is what is put into every single one of these billboards that you are putting up, that other people are putting up, that other people are catching the vision, that you spawned the idea. You were the spark. And now it's creating this fire that's now spreading, this fire of love where people are going, yes, I also want to share love in my city. I want to share love with others. As I listen to that and, I'm thinking about this, like, this is your idea that you came up with of your way to spread love. And I just want to encourage all of the listeners out there. There is something that your heart is asking for you to do. There is an idea that you've been sitting on in the back of your head of something that you would like to do. You want to contribute. You want to give, because I believe that we are all here to give and share our gift. And so many of us don't know what that is. Well, yeah, but what is my gift? I don't have anything to share. And like John was talking about earlier, having that ego, that voice in our head that's like, you're not good enough. You don't have anything. Somebody else is doing it. Everything's already been done. Who are you to do anything? But if you stop and meditate, and I talk about this, you can actually go back to previous shows. There's an awesome show. If you go to my YouTube channel, the Charleen Hess, and on the Transformation Talk Radio playlist, you can go down to the video on meditation. And I have a whole radio show just on meditation. I have a whole coaching program just on meditation. And so you can certainly contact me. My free giveaway today is that if you email me at heartsedge@charleenhess.com, and I will be giving you a free 30-minute coaching call and working with you on how to do just that, on how to connect more deeply to the love that's inside of you. And so please do that. Go to heartsedge@charleenhess.com. Send me that email. It's CHARLEEN, Hess. And send me an email and tell me, hey, I would love that free coaching call because I want to learn what is my gift? What do I have to give? And like what John just said, like what he does with his coaching clients is go away and meditate, practice some self-love, and then come back and we'll talk. And then I can coach you through the process. And it's similar to what I'm doing as well. And so, John, if people also in your area and they wanted to work with you, how would they get a hold of you?
Well, they can get a hold of me at jpogachar@aol.com, or you can get a hold of me on Messenger, the Facebook Messenger. You can get a hold of me on loveoneverybillboard.com through that area. But I will, you can reach out to me on so many different platforms, and I'll come work with you.
And it's John Pogachar, Pogachar.
Yes.
Okay. So that's pretty unique. So we'll be able to go and find you on Facebook. Also, just love on Every Billboard. That's how I contacted you. Contacted you through Lonnie and said, "Hey, Lonnie, I want to talk to John." And then I messaged you on your website, and then we messaged each other on Facebook Messenger, and then Zoomed and radio showed and called, and here we are.
Yeah. Lonnie was instrumental. So that was awesome because, I met Lonnie at the meditation retreat, and then she said, "I want to come over to the Billboard." And it's like, "You want to come all the way from Seattle to come to the Billboard?" I said, "Come on over." So, and then she put a Facebook live together, and then that's how you saw that. So
yeah. Isn't it amazing how it spawns? And so for the listeners, if you have an idea that you're sitting on, I want to encourage you to stop and meditate and spend time every single day in meditation, connecting to your heart, feeling the love. And like John was talking about earlier, how as those thoughts come up, just love them. Just notice them like, oh, interesting. And let them pass. All of the doubts, because that's going to be what comes up first, is all the doubts, all of the fears, all of the voices in the head that say, you can't do this. This isn't a good thing. That's going to be what comes up first. But if you sit long enough and love those thoughts that they come up and let them go, love them free, eventually what's going to come up is this love. And inside that love for yourself, inside that place is where all of the ideas and this creative content is going to happen. Go outside and sit next to a tree. I love that you got your ideas sitting next to a tree. That's actually one of my New Year's resolution, which it's not going to be very hard, is to physically hug a tree every day. Like literally to go outside and hug a tree every day for 365 days. That's going to be my thing this year. Every day I will hug a tree. And that sounds so silly, but it grounds me. I feel connected to the energy. It reminds me of who I am and what I'm here to do. And I encourage all of you, spend time in nature, spend time in meditation, because that's going to be the best way to connect to yourself. And when you connect to yourself, that's when you're going to get connected to the idea that you have of what's your gift? What are you here to do? What is it that your heart is calling for? Let go of the fears. Live on your heart's edge. Step into that place of knowing, because you know. You don't need a coach to tell you. You don't need a mentor to tell you. You don't need a guru to tell you. All you need is time alone with yourself, loving everything that comes up, and you will connect to that peace. And that's exactly what you did, right, John? That's exactly what you did. And you came up with this idea that is now spawned into this 12 billboards with many more coming, looking at going international, because people want and need more love. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're listening to The Charleen Hess Show.
Introducing the Lucid Planet, a digital gathering place featuring cutting-edge, high-vibrational content that will empower and inspire you to become the greatest version of yourself. Visit the Lucid Planet today to stimulate your mind, body, and soul as you connect with a global community of like-minded people. The Lucid Planet is edited by renowned psychologist and author Dr. Kelly Neff, who is here to help you cope with anxiety, connect to your higher purpose, uncover your true passions, and live your dreams. Dr. Kelly's fresh, compassionate perspective emphasizes growth, transformation, healing, and thriving. Even in the face of adversity, say goodbye to bad news and low vibrational media for good and become part of the larger collective of people working together to navigate the global shift of consciousness and transform the world from within. Join the planet, the Lucid Planet. Visit thelucidplanet.com. Welcome home.
Ignite your inner magic on Grow Your Soul Radio with Jane Matanga. Tune in each month on Transformation Talk Radio as host Jane Matanga explores how to overcome your fears to help you gain the inspiration you need to awaken your path to joy. Learn the way to life mastery and the enlightened path with Grow Your Soul Radio. For more information on Jane Matanga and her work, visit enlightened-path.com.
Are you your story? Or can you change your story? Can you change what you believe to be true about yourself and your circumstances as part of your healing journey? What if you were to change your expectations? What if you were to invite ease and cooperation into every day and then step back and see what happens? It might just be easier. I'm Megan Edge, and I hope that you'll join me on my new radio show, Playing on the Edge, Radical Change with Ease, with my co-host Dr. Pat on Transformation Talk Radio. I look forward to seeing you there.
Want to find out more about Megan Edge? Visit her website at meganedge.ca.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Charleen Hess Show, Living on Your Heart's Edge, and I'm here with John Pogachar, the innovator of the idea for Love on Every Billboard. And we were just talking about spending time in meditation to get clear, to get connected, so that you can listen and find out what is it that your heart is trying to create. What is your creation? What is your contribution of how you want to reach out and affect change in the world in whatever way that means to you? And one of the things that John and I were talking about over break, we were talking about how if you have an idea and then you just sit on it, you're actually hoarding that idea and you're actually withholding your light from sharing it with the world. Right? That's what we were talking about, John. And so share with me when you had that experience.
Oh, I did have that idea, that whole experience. And it was like, oh my gosh, you are hoarding this idea, because it just kept, I kind of pushed that idea away and I had drawn out what I wanted to look like and I put it on my table and then I put some papers over it. And then the fear came up but then it just because it kept coming back up. This idea just kept coming to the top. It's like the cream was rising and it's like, you're hoarding this idea. And if you don't put it out, you're not allowing your light to shine into the world. And we need everybody's light to shine into this world, because that's how we're going to shift this world. That's how we're going to make this a better world for us right now, for our children, for, our parents and stuff like that. We need to shift the world. And we can only do that if we let our light shine.
Right.
So
we share our contribution.
Yeah, share it and love it, and just let it, and birth your own idea. Have a great idea, birth it, and just let it happen and let it come out.
Right.
But to get that, just love on yourself so that your ideas can come out. Love on yourself.
Right. Yeah. Right. So John, if people want to contribute to Love on Every Billboard, if they're feeling called and they're like, I want to have a billboard in my area. I would love to, I love this idea and I want to have one in Bellingham and I want to raise money. And how would somebody go about getting a billboard in their area? What would you recommend?
Well, they can message me or they can come on my Facebook page, loveoneverybillboard.com, and we can chat and I can set you up with a contact. We're using Lamar Advertising for a lot of people, but there are different advertising agencies in different cities. So I'll be more than help you with finding that advertising agency, and then, setting up a GoFundMe page. Or some people just say, I've got $950. I'm just going to do it myself. So they just do that themselves. Or maybe they want to raise some money between 3 or 4 friends put together. And then they just do that. And then they might get donations themselves to an account that they have. Or other people want to say, hey, let's put one up over here. So that's the possibility of that, is open.
Okay, so there's a lot of different ways that you can go about putting a Love on Every Billboard.
Yes. You can go through me or through yourself to just do it yourself. Yeah. And I'll be there step by step to help you guide you through it, because it's really a simple process, but people make it in their head too big.
Right. We tend to do that.
Yes.
And so the other thing that you were saying is maybe putting love on a billboard isn't something that they're inspired. Maybe people want to spread a different way. And you were talking about people could go on your Facebook page and just put a post out there, or go on their own Facebook page. Like you were sharing with me, like you have a couple of other ideas of like, there's so many different ways that you can share and spread love. You don't have to put it on a billboard.
Exactly. Exactly. And maybe it's as simple as buying the person in front of you, when you're getting coffee. Maybe it's simply buying their coffee, or buy the person in back of you. Maybe it's opening a door for somebody. And maybe you want to share that with the world, or maybe you don't want to share that with the world. Maybe it's just that, you know what? Hey, I'm going to go give $20 to a homeless person, and I don't want to let anybody else know about it. I'm just going to do it. And so, what have you. But if you want to go onto our site and say, this is what I did today to spread love, and I feel like when I do that, I can motivate somebody else to go, oh, I can do that too. Because it's all about, okay, I'm going to show you what I did. And then people come up with another idea. Oh, I can do that too. I'm going to go see people in a nursing home and, spread my love there. So or hold babies out of hospital. Somebody came up with that idea on Facebook the other day. I go, wow, how beautiful is that? And it costs you nothing. You could just go to the hospital. You can go to a nursing home. You can open a door for somebody. It's like, those things are free. If you can't afford to do, something that like putting on a love on a billboard, there's so many things that are free to do. And that's another reason I love nature, is because we can walk out in nature and it's free. And you can get all this love and abundance from nature for free. We don't even realize that, but it's there. All the good things in the world are free. The handbags that I don't buy a handbag, but my children did. The handbags, the cars, all those things that cost us that we think are, that will give us love, they don't. Because you get happy, I've got the car, and it's like, and then you get into a wreck with that car, and it's like, oh no, I've got a bill, so that didn't make me happy. So what is it? But it's the free things that we have in this world, the stars that go across the sky, the mountains. I'm getting emotional again just thinking about this, but all these freaking things that we have and that are free are what gives us the most love in this world. So absolutely, I invite you to go enjoy those things.
You touched on something that I think is sometimes a touchy subject for people, which is, I'm going to do this loving thing and then I'm going to go tell everyone about it. And if you go and tell everyone about this loving thing that you did, then you were doing it for the purpose of feeding your ego rather than I just did this thing. But I think that it depends on like where you're coming from in doing that, because you can do that where you can do a loving act and share it with other people as a means of inspiring others to come up with ideas to do something similar. Because I know that when I see that somebody did a loving act, my thought is, oh, I want to go do that too. Rather than, oh, look at that person, they are so great. Like when I think about what you did with putting love on every billboard, I'm inspired to do something as well, rather than I'm not going, oh, John, you're so wonderful, you're so amazing. It's more of, wow, you came up with this great idea and you took a leap and you did it. And now look, it's catching fire and all of these other people are now inspired and wanting to share love too. And so I just want to encourage you that if you are going to choose to do something, that share it in that vein. Share it. Put it on the website or on John's Facebook page, which is Love on Every Billboard. So go to Facebook, go to Love on Every Billboard. You can contact John at John Pogachar at AOL.com. Is that what you said your email is?
Yeah, it's just jpogachar at AOL.com.
jpogachar at AOL.com. And again, if you want help with, gosh, what's something that I can do? And how do I get past all of these fears and these doubts? Please contact me. Email me at heartsedge, HEARTSEDGE, just like the radio show, at charleenhess.com. And I will give you a free 30-minute coaching call to help you get clear on how to connect more deeply to what it is that your heart is asking for you to do to spread more love in the world with what you do. So you've just got one last minute, John. Is there anything more that you want to share with our listeners?
Stay in your heart and just love. And it all comes back to that. I keep wanting to look outside, but just keep turning it inside. It's all about you, finding your love for yourself. Because once you get that love for yourself, then it's like, okay, I'm no longer afraid to walk into life. And you can do that.
That's right. So before you can love out there, you have to love in here first. Before you can love outside, you have to love from the inside, which starts with loving yourself. Thank you so much. Thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for putting love on billboards. I'm definitely going to follow your Facebook page and see how this is growing. Thank you, everyone. You've been listening to the Charleen Hess Show on Transformation Talk Radio, living on your heart's edge. Stay connected, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you, Charleen.
Thank you for listening
so
to the Charleen Hess Show, living on your heart's edge with your host, Charleen Hess. Tune in every first and third Friday at noon Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com. as Charleen empowers you to shed the layers of your ego and to connect to your heart so that you can live your calling and shine your unique divine light. For more information or to listen to past shows, visit charleenhess.com. That's CharleenHess.com. See you next time.